Hi, welcome to Soul Like Dotty, and it's great to have you with me today. My name's Alison, if I've not met you before, and if I have met you before, welcome back. A little bit different. Just back from the hairdressers, and yeah, I might be doing a bit of this. You have to let me know what you think. I'm just getting used to it. I've had to do the little revamp you have to do when you come back from the hairdressers. Like I'm channeling a bit of Debbie Harry. I was channeling a bit of grandma vibes when I came back. Nothing wrong with grandma, but it wasn't quite styled how I wanted it to be. So yeah, I'm excited. It's all gone. And when I have short hair, I tend to like do stuff like go shorter, change it, mix it up. I don't think I'll change the colour so much now. Like, I'm white, yeah, but you know, it'll be a bit ashy and stuff. Anywho, Robert None, welcome to Friday Sews. So I've had a busy week this week, quite productive. If you watched my last vlog, you'd remember that I was talking about two dresses that I was going to have like a little mini revamp of that I wasn't quite happy with. One, it was the length, and the other one was the sleeves. So let's talk about the sleeves one first, which was this one here. It was hanging up in the background last week, and this is the Tilly and the Buttons Indigo dress. I keep looking at the phone thinking who's that person. The Tilly and the Buttons Indigo dress. So it's the bodice with the sleeves from the Sagebrush Friday Pattern Company top. So it's Tilly and the Buttons bodice, Friday Pattern Company sleeves. I can't remember which skirt. I'm thinking it might be the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra, but basically it's just like a gathered skirt. So when I tried this one on, this was the one that had these puffy sleeves, and I thought, I don't like them sleeves. But when I revisited it on Monday and tried it on again, I thought, actually, I don't think it is the sleeves. I just don't think it's quite long enough for me. So you've got that whole like mid-axe, is that a new like length that's come out? I don't know if I'm saying that right. So between midi and maxi, I'm quite a maxi girl, and it just wasn't quite long enough. And I thought, actually, I think if it's long enough, it'll be okay. So I set two on a hunt. Do you ever do that? Like, I had some bits cut out for making scrunchies. I didn't need a lot. I just thought it needs like a bit on the bottom. I was thinking I have some, because originally this came in a So Hayley Jane box and I cocked up cutting the bodice out. I was thinking, where's those bodice bits gone? I had the original longer sleeves. Anyway, I managed to piece all these pieces together to make a ruffle to go round the bottom, but it wasn't really gathered. I kind of put it on and thought, no, I'm still not happy with that. I'll have to stay. I haven't really got any choice. What else can I do with it now? Almost kind of thought I'm just gonna have to give up with it and park it for today. Then went in my sewing box over here for something else, this one, and it looks tiny on there, but it's quite a decent size. When I opened it up, there was the fabric I'd been looking at all along. I don't know why it was in there. So I took the ruffle off. See, I'm doing this again, Anna. I just need to do this. Need a bit more product and oomph in it, I think. So I took the ruffle off again, made up the ruffle, and you can probably see it's now got this one really gathered. I managed to get loads of gathering in it. So when I put it on, it's actually got a nice bit of like swing at the bottom, and I really like it. But the story's not quite finished there, because then I thought, yesterday I thought, I still don't know if I'm quite happy with them sleeves. We're never happy sometimes, are we? So I thought, might take them sleeves out and put those other ones in. Now, thankfully, I didn't actually take them out before I decided to do this, because about 2 hours later I thought, no, you can't do that, Alison, because you chopped them up and they're now part of the ruffle. So the sleeves will have to stay. I do like it. I think it's quite like a cotton with a bit of body to it. So I put it on yesterday. I was heading to Darlington to spend the day with Lyra, give her a lift to the dentist, and Lyra's my daughter, and then head to the Metro Centre for a bit of shopping with her. And I put it on and I just felt a bit too much. I think it needs somewhere a bit more special. Now I am going to Peak Tong at the races. Not bothered about the races. Peak Tong's been at Newcastle's been rebooked, you know, locked down 3 times. It's just the normal thing we go to that's indoors, but it's outdoors near us. And I'm thinking it's plate day at the races, so that might be quite nice for that. I'm not quite sure yet, but it definitely needs a bit of an occasion, I think, does that one. I will just deposit that carefully down there. So the other one that I was having a little look at is this Davenport dress that came out of the, I think that one was the match, so Hayley Jane fabric. So this one must have been the April, yeah, because we're waiting for May's. So it was this viscose linen, and these were part of the fat quarters that were in it. Now I really like this one. It's got similar sleeves on it, but although they're the same, it's softer, so it drapes a bit more. I've worn this a couple of times this week, actually, really like it. I ended up putting elastic through the waist and a little tie on this one instead of the whole tie through, because I'd made this channel too thin and I couldn't get it through. So with this one, I'd put a ruffle on it that finished about here. And it just wasn't long enough, and that was because that was all the fabric that I had. So I'd ordered some more fabric, but it had just sort of sat for a few weeks. So I took that ruffle off and I've added on this extra ruffle, and it is now like not full on maxi trailing on the floor, but it's maxi length for me, and I'm really happy with it. So I've worn that one a couple of times, so I'm really pleased I just made those little bits of adjustments. I think it's easy when you're watching, you know, because I watch loads of vloggers. I think it's easy to think like everybody makes things and they're perfect and they must love it. And I think in the real world, that's just not true. I've definitely got things that I'm like, oh, I wish I'd made that. Some of when I first started kind of with garments and stuff last year, definitely. And, you know, occasionally it happens. But I think, you know, that's just part of the process. But I also think, I try to think, well, what else could I do with that fabric instead? What could I turn that into? So, yeah, I'm really pleased with how they've both come out. Now, I'm just going to jump up, sorry, and grab this because I forgot to. The other things that I was wanting to make this week were, I'd mentioned about the dungarees in this fabric, which I love. So I've chopped them off. They're now a pair of trousers. However, I need to run the legs in a little bit and just put the elastic in the waist, which will take me like, I don't know, half an hour. But I wanted to make a navy top to go with them and to go with some of the navy fabric that's up. I still keep thinking, who's that? It was that woman that's in my sewing room. Tell her to get out. Tell her to get out, leave her hair alone. So I made, this is the viscose that I mentioned, which was from First for Fabrics. I can't eat, my daughter touched it yesterday and she went, that is just so soft, and it is. It was an absolute dream to sew with. So it's, I think it's just literally is viscose. The only thing I need to do is press the bias binding. Now it's finished, I just need to get the ironing board and do that. So it's got the ruffle, it's got the yoke there. So this is the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top, which I've got loads. But what I did with this one was I extended the sleeves slightly. I often do. They're meant to finish there. It's the same sleeves that are in those two dresses. But what I did with this one was, rather than just put the elastic round, I don't know how well you'll see it with it being navy, but I did that bit where you double it over, then sew it around, then sew it again and leave a channel, and you thread the elastic through. So it actually looks, I don't know if I can kind of put my hand in it to show you better. It actually looks like a ruffle there. And I haven't made the elastic too tight on my arms either. I just wanted that sort of ruffled, gathered sort of, don't know how well you'll see it, gathered effect. There, I think you can see it there. So I really like it. I really like how that looks. It's the first time I've done that sort of finish on the sleeves, and I'll definitely be doing it again. So that one will be getting worn very soon, and they will be getting finished, possibly might even be tonight for those ones. I've kept these bits and bobs because I've got more fabric in these. I think I'm going to make an indigo dress in that one, and I'll use these bits that I chopped off for the facings and stuff like that. So you may remember that I'd got these two fabrics in my last vlog from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn, and I said that I thought when my daughter saw them, I'd shown her pictures of them, but she hadn't actually seen them in the flesh. So this one's, I think it's very like vintage, like 1950s, like sort of print, and this one's the flamingos, but again it's quite like muted tones, it's not too bright. They're beautiful fabrics, and I think I said the minute she saw this I knew she would love it, and she did. And equally she loved this, and I said she might be able to have a bit of that one but not that one. So we had a bit of a shopping trip because she's heading off on her holidays, and then we came back and basically shopped from my drawer under the bed, because I had a few things that still had tags on that were a size, like a Primark size 12, which in reality is a 10, and I'm just never going to fit into them. And they were lovely, like a yellow pair of wide leg trousers with like banana leaves on, and then I have some black, and I have got them in a 14, which I've worn, not recently, but I will be soon, because I'm on a bit of a mission now. The hair's cut, ready for a new me for my hauls later in the year. So it was these pants, which are basically a little bit like the you know, Sagebrush set, where you've got your pocket built in. So the black ones are the same. They're a crop trouser, wide leg, but the black ones are like a satin finish, where these are more like a Georgette, and I just couldn't get away with them on my legs. And she put them on and she said, I like the black ones cropped, but I'm not so keen on these. And I said, just roll them up and see what they'd look like as shorts. And she went, love them as shorts. So she's going to come over one day next week, and I've got them clipped, but we're going to have like a bit of a fitting session. I'm going to alter them and make them into some shorts, which I think will look absolutely gorgeous. And I love that. She loves vintage stuff. She wears dresses that belong to my mum. She buys vintage stuff. She buys new stuff, but she's just got like quite a classic style. You know, she can, like, she's into techno music and stuff, but she can, you know, change her style and her look. Gorgeous she is. And we're trying to currently locate the other part of this for a bikini top of hers with these zebras and things on. She thinks she's got that and it needs rethreading to go with the bottoms. So when we pulled that out and we were talking about it, I said to her, I've got this dress that I made last year. This was like the first style of things that I was making last year. It's like an on and off the shoulder dress. It's in a cotton that I got at Dunelm stores. It's a Rose and Hubble fabric, and it's lovely. I just feel like it's just a little bit too rigid to be a dress. I wore it a few times last summer, but I said to her, I reckon, because it's quite a long dress, although it's straight, I'm thinking I might be able to get her a pair of shorts out of this fabric if I'm quite creative. I mean, there's some fabric in the body as well, but there wouldn't be enough in there to cut a leg of a short. Well, there might be actually. Like, I might be able, it just depends on the length of them. But we're going to have a look at it and see what we can get out of it, because I'd much rather it got used for something than it just sat there. And I think it's important to say that if you're, I've mentioned this before, if you're kind of moving into making your own garments and you've got things in the wardrobe that you don't like the look of anymore, or they maybe do or don't fit you anymore, that it's okay to, rather than just put them in a charity bag, which is a lovely way to kind of, you know, move things on, have a look at it and think, right, what could I use that fabric for? Like, you know, could it, if it's jersey, I had some jersey long sleeve dresses, like midi length, and I used the sleeves out of them, cut the bodice and the back out of the skirt, and I made some like Billie Tilly and the Buttons Billie jumpers, but more as like a t-shirt weight fabric they were. I've done a few things like that. You know, fabric's not cheap to buy. You know, people kind of think it's cheap to make your own clothes, and you know, we can all get a bargain, but it's not necessarily cheap. So I'd much rather kind of rehash things a little bit. And because we were on about the shorts and she'd seen these, I think she's thinking, and I've got 3 meters of these, so I think there'd still be enough to make her a pair of shorts and then me a dress. I don't know if she's going to go for both, because she's got quite a lot of clothes already that she can take on holiday, you know, shorts and t-shirts and little dresses and things, but probably one of these is going to become another pair of shorts for her. So I'm trying to think when she goes away, because she doesn't live at home anymore. I think probably got about 4 weeks, and I've not got a major agenda of stuff that I want to make for myself at the moment. I do want to make the Sagebrush trousers in the navy fabric I've shared before, with like the brown lines on from, sorry, let me just sort my hair out. Can't get used to myself. Needs a bit more Shush. I won't be saying that at 6:15 in the morning when I'm for work. I'll be like, oh, I'll do. So yeah, so I feel like I can prioritise a bit on making a few things for her, which is really nice. And also, I'm going to the Slim and World Ball in June. I'm really confused. It's almost June. And as you might be able to see by my nails, I love the gingham. I've just had these done this week. I said I want gingham nails with the little flower on. How cute are they? Thumbs are set. There we go. So I'd already bought, I've shown this before, this lilac gingham from First for Fabrics, which is £3.95 a metre. I think I said £3.50 on the last one. You can buy it online. They've got blue, lilac, pink. I'm thinking yellow or green. There was definitely a few colours. I was in there today. So I'd already got that. I think I got about 4 metres of this because it's not a massively wide fabric. But I've seen... I don't want to go in a ball gown. Nothing wrong with ball gowns. I made the Magnolia dress last time. I know I mentioned this before. But in my head, I've decided that I'm going to go in a gingham dress. Now, I was kind of thinking, do I do the shade bodice, the sleeves, and tier the skirt and make it quite long? But I quite fancy doing something that's a combination of colours. This is working in my head. You know what I mean, don't you? Whether it works in reality, I don't know. But if it doesn't, I'll just turn it into something else anyway. So I went today, did a Brittany to get the pink in the same size of gingham. I had to ask it, I had to go on my email because I've done a click and collect, and this is the, must be a 1/4 inch one. So there is a smaller check than this. This isn't massive. I'm trying to give you something I can, what can I show you in comparison? Right, so this is a small fabric clip. Will that give you a bit of a comparison? So that's like the size of it. So it's quite a small check. But I really like the pictures that I've seen of like combination things. I'm going to drop in a picture of something that I've seen. I don't know whether I'll do this style. It's a little bit, as you can see, like the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dress with like the buttons down, the ruffle, which I've done on the Lyra dress before. Doesn't have the collar, but it's almost got the grandad stand. I don't know what the proper title for that is. I've always called them a grandad collar. It's called something else, but you just don't put the collar on. Upstand. Tell me if that's the right name down there. But I also quite fancy, I'll show you this picture of something that I saw yesterday. Now, it's a short dress with shorter sleeves, but I like the way the V-neck is on this. And then it's sort of got a few gathers under the bust. It's got a bit of a panel in, but I was thinking of, I'll put this picture in of the Nina Lee Park Lane dress, which I've made before and I really like, which is like that on the bust. I'm going like this because I'm like trying to show you the gathers under the bust. And I've done that with a skirt with a ruffle on the bottom, but I could easily kind of hack that and put like a few more tiers into the skirt. I quite like the mix of fabrics. And if I don't feel it's working, I'd just go back to one colour of fabrics. I quite like the picture that I should have put in already, which is the pink and orange. That's just a bit too out there for me. I'm like nearly 55. But I do like how I think it's mostly orange with some just little ruffles of pink in between the tiers. So it's like a bit of a highlight of the pink. So I was thinking I could do that with the mostly on the skirt in the lilac with just some narrow, sorry, I keep dragging Velcro rollers from when I had long hair. I should explain, I do my hair and stuff in this room as well. If you just think, why she got rollers in a sewing room, what you making with them? Is she doing like a sewn bee transformation challenge with something and turn them into an octopus or something? So yeah, let us know what you think. So basically I'm thinking the Nina Lee bodice, then it's a round neck, and you can do like a little bit of a ruffle, which I wouldn't do, but I'm thinking I don't think I want it in the round neck. I think I possibly want it in a V-neck, like this little picture of this dress, as I'll pop in again. So I've asked my fellow saw-tuners how easy it is to hack, and if you've done that, tell me. I'll probably have to do a bit of a toil, whatever that word is, on it, and just see what it's like, to see if I like it. These are quite soft and they're quite drapey. I might have to line it, but I've got some white polyester cotton, which I think would be fine if I needed to just line the bodice. I'm not too worried about lining the skirt because I've got like a cream sort of satin elastic waist slip that I would just pull on under it. I'm probably more conscious of that because I'm going on stage. So excited. I didn't know if I was, but in recognition of winning Group of the Year 2 years ago and not being able to go to the ball, it was all virtual. I just got my letter today to say I've got to go for photos and rehearsal on that afternoon, and then the ball on the night. And in that rehearsal, I'll be told kind of what time I have to go around the back of the stage and stuff, which is, I don't know what I'm whispering for, but I'm really excited about it. So I've got a few weeks, and those of you that know me know that I kind of leave things till last thing. I'm absolutely terrible for it, and I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking I need to kind of get started with the idea of this whilst doing these other bits and bobs, because even after then I've still got a couple of weeks till Lyra goes away. So if I can make a start on some shorts, I can finish this off after then. But it would be nice to get that in the bag. The only thing is I probably won't want to totally reveal it to you until after then, but it's not long. Can you wait that long? So yeah, God, how many minutes is that? Is that a record? 21 minutes. That's been my week. How did that feel? You climbed inside my head. Was it like climbing in a washing machine? I span you around. Some people have like a real structure, don't they? I see them, they have like notes and they follow things. I just totally come on and press the thing and just wrap it on for 20 minutes. I hope that's all right. Yeah, that's me. So let me know your thoughts about things. Let me know the things you like, maybe the things you would make with things. And yeah, any thoughts about a dress? I've got some nice wedges with like, not raffia, but like a natural sort of plaited bit across the front. They're about that high. I don't usually do shoes. I'm usually in my Doc Martens, as you know, my sandals and my boots. Which I don't mind wearing my Doc Marten sandals with it at all, but I just found them, I forgot I had them, and I thought, oh, they'd be quite nice with this. And then once I've got the dress made, I might make some sort of matching, like little bag or something. I don't know, I might be getting a bit carried away now. Don't know what you think. So yeah, there we go. So happy Friday, everybody. Or if you're watching this on another day, happy whatever day that is. Thank you for stopping by today, and I will see you soon with a bit of an update. Bye for now.